Hey, it's Nika from Fabulously Creative. Welcome back to my channel. So in my last video, I know it's been a minute. In my last video, I was doing like a demo of the Hobonichi, or I set up my Hobonichi A5. And the idea was to combine my planner with my daily journal with my memory keeping. And it's been about 2.5 months since I've been in this planner. So I just want to go through it and let you guys know, is this planner worth it? Did it really work at combining all those things? So I'm going to do a quick flip through and let you guys know like the pros, the cons, and is this planner really worth it? Because let me show you the two sizes. So this was my original daily journal. So I'm trying to combine like 3 projects in one. So let's jump to the flip through. All right, so let's get started with this flip through. First of all, let me just explain what I was trying to accomplish with this. So I do daily journaling. I was also doing junk journaling. Plus, I had multiple planners that I was using. So the goal with this Hobonichi was to see if I could combine all of my projects into one. So let's just jump right in, and I'll let you know if this was worth it. Did it actually work? So I showed my little, I think I already showed you all my little setup, but this is my word for the year, flourish. And I still have not figured out how I want to use these pages, like the index pages that are in the front. I am using the monthlies, but it's mainly just to track my work schedule and my son's football schedule. And also, I don't decorate them too much. It's just putting my schedule. I may decorate them in the future. So that is it for the monthly pages. So let's jump into the planner. First of all, I was already kind of planning in this style in my mini happy planner. I was doing sort of this vertical setup, but I didn't have enough room, and my self-care things were kind of falling off task. So I was doing good with my productivity, with my work, with my chores, but my self-care was kind of falling through the cracks. And I just felt like I needed more room to write. So the planner part of this has been working perfectly. And I'll just flip through a few of my spreads so you can kind of see. This was kind of a busy week. And basically I've been doing it. I kind of break it down. Like this is my morning, midday, then evening, and then my night routine. So it was giving me a lot more room to break everything down. Most planners have like those 3 boxes, and I think the mini happy planner had like these 4 little tiny boxes. So the planner part of this is working great. Like it has really been helping me stay on task with everything. So even the days like this was, or even the week, this was a week where I was kind of off task. I still like had my list. It was decorated. Here's another kind of off task week. And then here's my full week with everything planned and scheduled. Oh, and this is one thing I'm really liking about this. Like I have enough room to do my morning routine, and I was trying this out. I was tracking my meals this week. So if I decide to do it every week, there's enough room to track meals, also track my night routine. And if I get another morning routine, like before my exercise, I have room to do it. And this was kind of a light sticker week. I didn't do as many stickers, but I did do a lot of writing this week. And I think I recorded, is this the one? Yeah, I think I recorded a process video for this one. So that is it for the planner. So the planner part of this is working out great. I would say the only thing, it does take some getting used to knowing which pens to write on this Tombow River paper. And I was already used to the paper because I was using it as a journal. So if you're new to Tombow River paper, like this bleed through can be I don't know, it can be kind of jarring at the beginning, but I was already used to it from my journal. And I use the Pilot G2 pen. That's kind of the only pen I've been using in here. I haven't tested too many other pens for the planner section. So as far as the weekly planner, I would give this a 10 out of 10. So now let's move into the daily. Well, before I do the daily page, let me just show you the one page I did at the back. The plan was to use these pages in the back for memory keeping, and I only did this 1 week. And I can't really say whether or not it worked or if I just was not being consistent with it. So I'm not sure, but it does, these pages in the back, like you can do a separate project or a separate, journaling project in the back and just cover these pages up. So that part, I'm not sure if it worked or not. So now on to the daily pages. And I feel like the daily pages are the hardest part of this planner to use. That's why I said, you know what, if I combine it with my daily journaling. So I'm used to doing my daily journaling in this size, and you can kind of see the size difference. So let's just jump into this. I won't explain what's on every page. I'll just do a flip through just so you can kind of see my style and how I was using it. So at first it was really fun because I could write really big. I just felt like, I had so much room to write, and I was kind of finding a routine with it. And I also like the fact that I could add bigger pictures. Like in the other one, I couldn't add any bigger pictures. So I was able to do like my daily journaling and some daily memory keeping in here. And it did take me a second to find my writing style. It feels like there's more room to write, but the boxes are still small. So it's still kind of tricky. And let's see, I was doing, January I did good with the daily pages. And that's mainly because I think I was combining like daily memory keeping with my daily journal. Let's see. Oh, and the other thing in this size, I was kind of trying to figure out, should I, like the spacing feels different because it's a bigger page. So I was going back to like writing on every line as opposed to skipping lines, just trying to find out which one worked better. I still can't say which one. Like some days I skipped lines, some days I didn't. And maybe I didn't have my glasses on those days. Now here's where the planner kind of started to fall apart. Like it was good for those days where I didn't have a lot to document or anything intense to write. So on these days, so the main issue, so my planner is always either on my desk, just out in the open. I take it to work with me. It's always in my purse. So on the days where I had really intense stuff to write, I end up not writing in it because I don't know, it just felt exposed, if that makes any sense. Like this size, it just, like I do my daily journal and I tuck it away back either in my purse or somewhere in my craft room. So it's not just always out in the open. So on the days where I just had a lot to write, I don't know, I couldn't get comfortable in here to write anything intense, but it was good for memory keeping, what books I was reading. And I had a lot of days with sticky notes. And as you can see, the further we moved into February, there are a lot of blank pages. A lot of blank pages. And then some days I just don't have much to write, which in the smaller Hobonichi, in the A6, this would have still been a full page, even though I didn't have much to write. And I think the blank pages were starting to bother me because it felt like a waste. But I was having fun, like experimenting with lettering and just writing random things that happened that day. Like I tried avocados and they weren't that bad. I was making a bigger deal over it. Oh, and this is where I decided to give up on this as a daily journal and just go with it as a planner because, all right, so for the planner, some weeks, where is it? Which week did I have a to-do list? I don't know. But for the planner, sometimes I end up writing my to-do list for the week either on a Sunday or a Monday. For some reason, I don't know. I don't like writing my to-do list in this column where it should go. And a lot of little details were kind of falling through. And I made these pages, not pages. I made these little I guess you can call them pencil boards, but they're just laminated paper. So I was winding up with a lot of these little sticky notes with little things that I was writing. And this is basically how I wound up using them. So I decided to, instead of doing those little sticky notes, I will use these daily pages as my planner. And if I don't fill them up, that's fine because, where is it? Like that some days I will just find something random to write just because I like playing with stickers. So it doesn't have to be a full-on daily journal or memory keeping, but I did enjoy just writing random things for no reason. Like one day it was a solar eclipse. I went back to work, like nothing major. And I think this will help out, like just to have a weekly to-do list. And I also I wrote down a full list of like daily pages ideas to use up these pages. And I also want to try like some bullet journaling in here, like a monthly bullet journal. So from here on is where I switched to just using these daily pages as kind of like a planner because I went back to my A6. And as you can see, I didn't do too many days with a planner, but I didn't want to get too far before I shared this flip through. So all in all, yes, this is a great planner. It is worth it. Even if you don't try and combine your planning and daily journaling, I think I did that to justify it. But even as a daily journal, it works. But when you start skipping pages, it does feel like you just wasted a lot. See, let me see. I just started in here, so I'm starting in the middle, which I guess I should have pulled out one of my older ones. Like when you skip a page or two in here, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm just wasting pages. Like I can stick one big sticker and the page is full, even though I didn't write anything that day. So this was worth it. But it did not work for me as a daily journal. And that's only because of that issue with me just feeling exposed because I have my planners everywhere. It's always open. It's always sitting either on my desk. Like I just always have it out in the open. So I just felt exposed writing too much intense stuff. So if that makes any sense. So that is the only reason why this didn't work. Oh, and the other thing, this paper is a lot thinner, or it's a lot, to me, it's a lot thinner than the A6. And I don't know if I'm just imagining, or maybe because it's a smaller sheet. Like in here, it wrinkled a lot easier. Let me find one of the wrinkly pages. Like anytime I would glue stuff down with a glue stick, the back would get really wrinkled. And in the little one, it doesn't do that. I'm not sure if it's just a larger page, a larger spot. Now the other one, it did that when I used wet glue, but not a glue stick. So that's kind of the only thing, that the pages in here seem to wrinkle a bit more when I use a glue stick. So that is it for my little review. But stay tuned because I will be using these daily pages as a planner / bullet journal / just everyday catch-all. So I will be sharing some of these pages, not all of them. I'll share them when I have something to share. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you are thinking about getting the Hobonichi Cousin. It is definitely worth it. I feel just because the fact that you get to spread your schedule out is worth it. And also my eyes, I'm at this middle age. My eyes just got tired of that mini happy planner. Now, this one is not as it's not as fun to decorate as the mini happy planner, but I am very on track with everything. So stay tuned. I will be sharing my daily pages. Hope you enjoyed this little review. And if you switched to the Hobonichi Cousin, or if you tried it and didn't like it, let me know what your thoughts are on it. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you in my next video.